Hey guys, British Pebble here, and today we've got a FIFA 16 manager career mode for you guys. We're going to be West Ham United. Our goal for the first season is to get into the Champions League, and as you can see here, for our friendly tournament, we're going to go for the Champions Trophy, as they're all around 6 million, and that seemed to be the easiest choice. But first, I wanted to go for Perrin. Perrin is a good goalkeeper. I had him in FIFA 15. He was pretty sick in my ultimate team. So I just went ahead and asked my scout to go ahead and scout him, because that's what scouts do. And I also tried to look for Timo Horn, because I saw Chinese Sports use him in his Liverpool career mode, and he was an absolute brick wall for Liverpool. So I asked my scout to scout him, and I also inquired about him to his team, which was Cologne. So Cologne got back to us with their offer. They want us to pay 25 million for them. I mean, they can suck my toes, to be honest. And now we're going for a very, very young talent called Richario. I don't know how to pronounce his first name, but his last name is Zivkovic. We're also going for another young talent who's called Maximilian Meyer. He is such a young, good talent. He's good on the ball. He's got good dribbling stacks. So I also inquired about him to his team, which was Schalke. They wanted 9 million, so I offered them a cheeky 17.5. And in our first match with Simming against Marseille, we beat them 2-1, with goals coming from Payet and Carroll. Our next sim match was against San Lorenzo, and that match ended in a 0-0 draw. No one scoring for each of the sides. And we got a full scouting report for Perrin, who actually seemed to be a pretty good player. I tried to offer them 5 million and Adrian, but they wanted 14 million, something like that. And right here we are offering Maximilian Meyer 60k, 3 years, and I couldn't choose between important first team player and squad rotation player, but in the end I picked important first team player. Right here we got our we got our final report for Zivkovic. As you can see, he's decent, but if I train him, he's going to become a real beast in future seasons to come. So we're going to offer his team, which is Ajax, around 900k, and see if they're going to go and accept that. But now for our first match against Sevilla, the first match that we're actually going to play, we got Carroll, Sarko, Lanzini, Payet, Kouyaté, Obiang, and Vincent Reid, and Ogbonna in the defense. And for their team, they've got some good players there. As you can see, they have got Gamero, Konoplyanka, Tremolinas, and Tremolinas passing it over to Konoplyanka over to Krondelli. Krondelli tries to whip it in, but we header it straight to them, and Adrian makes a fantastic save. It's now Lanzini on the ball, switching it over to Antonio. Antonio tries to pass it to my teammate, but it gets intercepted. And now we are also on the attack again, with Payet this time passing it over to Kouyaté. Tries to find Carroll, but he dummies it and loses possession of the ball. But yet again we are on the attack. Sarko passing it over to Kouyaté, Kouyaté over to Carroll yet again. This time he's actually making a chance. That was a great turn by Andy Carroll, passing it to Kouyaté. Kouyaté shoots, and it finds the back of the net to make it 1-0 West Ham in the 27th minute. It was a great turn to lose his defender, Andy Carroll, and then he passes it over to Kouyaté. Kouyaté just buries it into the back of the net. Now it's Nzonzi on the ball, passing it to Konoplyanka, who's in a good position, passing it over to Iborra. Iborra tries to get past, but gets tackled by Ogbonna. He's now going to go into the midfield, but maybe not, because he, just dribbles it straight to their player. Now it's Konoplyanka on the ball, shoots, but it's a great save by Adrian. They still have the ball, but it takes a block from Obiang to prevent Sevilla from scoring. Now they're on the attack again, with Krondelli on the ball, trying to find someone to pass to. He does so, finding Nzonzi. Nzonzi passes it back to freaking Krondelli, and it just falls to their player somehow, and it takes another stop from Adrian. I mean, Adrian has been on top form in this game, and they're on the attack again, with Konoplyanka tries to pass it to Tremolinas, but that just goes out for a throw-in. But from that throw-in, we've got Payet on the ball, passing it over to Sarko. Sarko back to Payet, who's in a dangerous position on the wing. Gets past the player, tries to finesse it in the box, but it gets blocked by the player. But it falls to Carroll now. Carroll gets absolutely taken out in the box. That should have been a penalty. Are you serious, ref? What drugs are you taking? And from that, they are now in a good position with Gamero on the ball, tries to whip it in, and then they actually get their head on it, but it doesn't manage to find the target, so we get let off with that one. Now we've got Payet on the ball. Payet on the ball, passing it back to Obiang. Obiang to Kiyate. Kiyate does a great pass to find Lanzini. Lanzini finds Carroll. He tries to shoot, but then it seemed like he was pushed by the defender, so he lost his balance and wasn't able to put it in the back of the net. I mean, ref, how is that not a penalty? But here we have Dimitri Payet passing it to Andy Carroll. Andy Carroll has been a tank in this game. Sarko finds Lanzini. Lanzini sees the defender, roulettes him, finish that Lanzini. He does so to make it 2-0 West Ham United in the 85th minute. Go to that corner flag, give it a kick. You know you have just secured the victory for West Ham United. It was great play. Lanzini finds the defender, makes a complete mockery of him, and slots it in to the back of the net. And to be honest, that was that. We beat them 2-0, even though they had a lot more chances than we did, but who cares? As you can see here, we are going to hire a youth scout. We're going to send him to England, see if he can find some technically gifted players in the course of 9 months. And with him in another match against Union, and we beat them 3-0. Kiyate, Sarko and Noble with goals in that game. And now it is the final of the Champions Trophy. Can we get our first piece of silverware already in the first episode of our West Ham United career mode? Benfica doesn't really seem to have anyone that I know except from Julio Cesar, but West Ham on the other hand, have a good team. As you can see, Emenike, Sarko, Payet, Moses, Kiyate, Obiang and others. Straight off the bat we get a corner and we get a header on, but it gets deflected off their player. Now we try to get the ball here, but they intercept it, but Moses manages to get the ball, finding Payet. Payet passing to Obiang. Obiang over to Emenike, but it gets saved by Julio Cesar. We have a corner now. Payet passing it short to Victor Moses. He messes up, but then he gets a second chance, loses the defender with a fake shot, passing it back to Ogbonna. Ogbonna passing to Reed. Reed to Kiyate. Kiyate now passing it back to Obiang. Obiang to Emenike. That shot was just wide. We could have went 1-0 up already, but just didn't seem to be the case. Now they're on the ball with, I have no idea how to pronounce his name, but now it's Elisiu. Tries to whip it in, and it is a great save by Adrian yet again. Perrin and Horn have nothing on Adrian. He is definitely staying in West Ham, at West Ham. Who cares? But now it's Sarko on the ball, gets past their player. We can counter them. Come on, Sarko, passing it to Obiang. Obiang now, he's through, he's gonna do it, but then he gets absolutely taken out by their player. That should be a red. That should have been a red, but is it a red? Is it an actual red? Yes, it is a red. And well played, ref. He was like... But now we have Payet to take the free kick. Hits the crossbar, but then the goalkeeper heads it in to his own net. As you can see in the coming replay, that's going to come soon. But Payet just hit that free kick perfectly, and it just bounces off Julio Cesar's head and just gets into the back of the net. I mean, it was a pretty lucky free kick if I do say so myself. Now we're on the ball with Sarko. Sarko passing it over to Lanzini. Lanzini to Emenike. Emenike gets tackled, but it falls to Moses. Moses to Sarko. Sarko to Kiyate. Kiyate finds Moses in a good position, but he is not able to finish his dinner. Now Cresswell on the ball, passing it back to Kiyate. Kiyate passing to Lanzini. Lanzini over to Sarko. Sarko now passing it back to Antonio. Antonio back to Sarko to Lanzini. Lanzini shoots, but it is blocked by the Benfica defender. And now this is Marcelo Gonzalez, I believe, trying to run into my defense, finds the guy who I can't pronounce his name. Now it's Salvio on the ball. Salvio now gets into a good position, he shoots, and they actually score in the 79th minute. 1-1 Benfica, West Ham United. At this rate, it's going to go to penalties, and we did not want that. We do not want to go to penalties, but you have to admit that was actually a well-worked goal by Benfica. Salvio just, in a great position to shoot. It was a good shot. Adriano had no chance. And come on, we can do this. Carroll on the ball, passing it to Sarko. Sarko gets past the player. Sarko now. Sarko shoot. It's a good save, and we're not able to take advantage of the rebound. And that was that. We have penalties to come. Benfica taking the first penalty with Tarat. We're trying to put him off. Is he gonna score? Is he gonna miss? Calm penalty by Tarat, chipping it right into the middle. Now we have Noble taking the penalty. It's on the green. Great penalty by Noble. Goalkeeper went the right way but didn't have a chance. Now up next, Benfica. Great save by Adrian. Adrian making the save to give West Ham the advantage. Antonio is in the yellow. It's in the yellow, but he still manages to get it into the back of the net. Now it's Marcelo Gonzalez. Is he gonna miss or is he gonna score? He scores. They're still in it. They're still in it, Benfica. But now it's Sarko. Sarko is on the green. Should score that. Does he? Yes, he does. Places it to the left. Goalkeeper didn't even move. Now it's Alessio with the penalty. As you can see, Adrian trying to put him off. And it worked because he saved the penalty. And now it's Andy Carroll to win us our first ever title wear in this beast of an episode. The first episode of our career mode. Andy Carroll's in the green, but is the goalkeeper going to save it? No, he's not, because it is a great penalty by Andrew Carroll. Goes and celebrates with the rest of the team and absolutely glitches out. I don't know what the hell that was, but who cares? Andy Carroll scoring the winning penalty gives us our first silverware of the season with our first career mode episode. Jumps into the air and completely glitches the flip out. As you can see, we're celebrating with our first piece of silverware. West Ham Champions Trophy champions. I know it's just a pre-season tournament, but it still gives us some money to buy some class players. And on top of that good news, Maximilian Meyer has accepted our contract offer. 80k a week, I believe. 4 years. Welcome to the team, Meyer. In a bit you'll be able to see his stats. I'm gonna go into the squad. West Ham default. Let's go all the way down so we can find Meyer at that very last spot. Swapping him for we're gonna swap him for Mark Noble, and we're gonna put him in the starting 11 because he's just a tank. 79 rated at 18 years old, 83 acceleration, 69 sprint speed, 83 ball control, 84 dribbling, 82 short pass. I mean, with training, he's going to be an absolute talent. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this beast of an episode. We won our first piece of silverware in the first episode, will you believe? But if you enjoyed, please smash that like button, share with a friend, and subscribe, my dudes.